Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you so much for joining. And we will continue with chapter 16 today. So before we start, let us recite the Mangalacharan prayers. Let me share my screen. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we will Jai. Hare Krishna. Okay. Can you see my whiteboard? Yes. Okay, thanks.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So we will continue with chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita. We already covered the first 9 qualities in 16.1. So once again, Lord Krishna is covering all the divine or the daivi qualities in the first 3 verses, 16.1 to 16.3. And the purpose of these qualities, these good qualities, is to tell Arjuna or to tell us that the good qualities are the perfect platform for bhakti. So good qualities are the best platform for spiritual progress, especially bhakti. And a very nice example that is given by Srila Prabhupada is, I don't know if I gave this last time, please correct me, but I think I forgot to give this example. And so I'm repeating, is that of a dry log of wood or a dry piece of wood and wet wood. So dry wood is like a person already with good qualities. So this is with good qualities. So it is very easy to catch fire, to light up. Catching fire in this example is a good thing. So when a log of or a piece of wood is dry, It's very easy. The moment it receives a spark of bhakti, it catches on to bhakti. A wet piece of wood, how much ever sparks you give, it has to first dry, and then it can catch the fire or spark of bhakti. So sometimes, so bhakti depends on the consciousness of the person, and sometimes it just requires time. There is absolutely no other way other than time to convert wet wood to dry wood. Only time can do this. There is no other way. So spending the time to move over to the qualities of goodness is very, very conducive for one's bhakti. So we will discuss this, that we must perform bhakti yoga, and develop good qualities. And these reinforce each other. This is a cycle of reinforcement. So when we develop good qualities, we catch bhakti more and more easily. As we become a good devotee, the good qualities also increase due to that as well. So this cycle keeps increasing. So I wanted to share that. So Lord Krishna described 9 qualities. How many total qualities are there in 16.1 to 2 and 3? Who remembers? How much is the total?
26.
26. Very nice. So in 16 point, we will go to 16.2, and in 16.2, Lord Krishna will describe 11 more qualities. Okay, so 16.2, very, very important verse with lot of very important qualities are mentioned here. Ahimsa, satyam, akrodhas, tyaga, shantir, apaishunam, daya, bhuteshu, aloluptvam, mardavam, hrir, acabalam. So there are 11 more qualities here, and let us go through one by one each of them. So the first one is ahimsa. So ahimsa is more or less straightforward. It means non-violence. So non-violence towards others and non-violence towards ourselves. So towards others, it not only includes animals or other beings, but even plants. So an important part is, for plants, we must never kill any plant. Then the question will be, what do we eat? Because even as vegetarians, we eat plants. So always we must offer everything to Krishna. So all the plants that we eat first go to Krishna as bhoga, and then we can eat as prasada. And of course, no animal killing and all that. That is ahimsa towards other animals and other humans as well. So that all these good qualities are ahimsa towards humans as well. Now, the important part is ourselves. So what is the meaning of ahimsa towards ourselves? Who will do ahimsa to oneself? I'm not talking about suicide. I'm not talking about, beating up oneself. Our Bhakti Shastri students should be able to answer.
From fasting without being able to fast, if you are fasting too much and all that stuff.
Okay, we will cover some of that today. At a deeper level, nobody?
I think getting angry is also ahimsa towards ourselves, because we harm ourselves.
Okay, very nice. We get stressed, we get anxiety, all kind of things, bad things happen if we get angry. More deeper, and I will. Who remembers Atmahana from Ishopanishad?
Yeah, killing the soul. I think you discussed it, sir.
Yes,
During
killing the soul. So, when we have received this human life and we are not utilizing this human life for spiritual progress, then that is called Atmahana, or complete waste of human life. In the Ishopanishad and in Srimad Bhagavatam, both it is called as Atmahana. Hana means to kill, Atma means oneself. So it is like committing spiritual suicide. If you are wasting your life, if one is wasting his life without making spiritual progress, that is also called ahimsa, but on one's self. Second point, let's move forward. Satyam. So this is very easy. Truthfulness, we are at least easy to understand, very hard to implement, but at least theoretically we all understand. And what it means is that some of the important parts here are full truth. We all know what is the meaning of half truth. Okay, so full truth, one must say, one must be able to say. And what it means is that our acharyas have explained, such as Baladev Vidya Bhushan ji and Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that that kind of truth which leads to the right meaning. Okay, so which means no deception or manipulation. That you speak words which are legally correct, and it has happened to everybody, but you make them, you say it in a way so that you make the other person reach a different conclusion than what it actually was. So, and if then he catches you, you say, no, I said it. I said this, that was correct. Then you go into an explanation to justify that what you said was correct. But originally, the meaning that was conveyed was something else. So right away, which leads to the right meaning. So basically, saying the full truth, no manipulation, all those things, I'm just saying it in different ways. But that is what is meant by satyam. The third one is akrodha. Akrodha obviously means no krodha. So no or freedom from what? Anger. And it is very easy to not be angry when you are with friends or when everything is good. So the hard part is even when provoked, one should not get angry. Okay, then number 4. So then that is tyaga. Okay, so that we will have a long discussion on tyaga in chapter 18, verse numbers 1 to 12. So we will have this discussion on tyaga, but tyaga means renunciation of the propensity for sense enjoyment. So renounce sense enjoyment. Okay, not the activity. Don't renounce the activity, renounce the sense enjoyment that may come from the activity. Do the activity as a offering to Krishna. Do the activity for Krishna rather than for our sense enjoyment. We can put here material sense enjoyment. For spiritual sense enjoyment, yes. Then, so we covered ahimsa, satyam, krodhas, tyaga, shanti. Okay, shanti, everybody understands, peace. Okay, and I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah. So peace, not worried always, calm, And what is the source of peace? The source of peace. So who remembers what is peace? So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, 29, 29th verse, what is that? How it starts, 29?
Bhoktaram yajnatapasam.
Bhoktaram yagyatapasam,
Sarvaloka
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, and then comes the important part, Suhridam Sarvabhutana. So that Gyatva Mam Shantim Rachati. So thank you, Mataji. So for me personally, the third line, 5.29c, which is Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. Which means that Krishna is my friend. Krishna is the friend or the well-wisher of all living entities. That removes all kind of stress. When you know that Krishna is by your side, when you truly believe it, then nobody can agitate you. Nothing really can steal your shanti or peace. Shanti. Then fifth, then sixth is apaishunam, which means aversion to fault finding. So apaishunam, aversion to fault finding. This is a big one. One should never find fault or criticize. So no criticism of others. Okay. And what is the main point here? The main point is not that we must, it does not mean to accept everything as perfect, that there is nothing to criticize. That is not the meaning. Okay, that we don't criticize, which equates to everything is good. No, that is not the understanding, or acharyas and Lord Krishna do not mean that. What it means, it is equal to don't waste time criticizing. It is such a useless activity, though it is such a sweet activity. Materially, it gives so much. I know for myself, it gives so much pleasure to criticize others, to find fault with others. We can go on for hours and hours. If you ask to do kirtan or japa for hours and hours, very hard, very hard. To criticize others, so easy, so easy. So it is just a simple waste of time. It leads to or it does not lead to spiritual progress. And if we criticize those who are near and dear to us, it only affects our consciousness and our everything. I don't want to get into a whole that itself can be a 2-hour class. And unnecessary criticism of Joe Biden or Donald Trump or whoever, Rahul Gandhi or Narendra Modi, we can all argue one is better, one is worse, he is good, he is bad. End of the day, it is what it is. The most important part is focus on our Krishna consciousness, our spiritual growth. Okay, one must treat every day when you get up in the morning, oh my God, I have one day. This is the day when I will make this huge progress today in my spiritual progress. Here is what I have planned. I will do yesterday I could not do my japa nicely. Today I will try to do it nicely. I'll finish all this, my office work, whatever I need to do to maintain my living. Then I will get in the evening 5 solid hours. I will read Bhagavad Gita, or I will read so many verses. I will make these notes. I have to do this. All these spiritual things you line up for yourself. End of the day, you may not be able to finish it. We will come to that. That is a good kind of tension. Instead of getting tense about or wasting time in criticizing others. So focusing on our spiritual growth is very, very, very important. There is no time, absolutely no time to waste. we will see this. At least I am very, very fixated on this waste of time. We should not waste time at all. That is so important. Whether you are a billionaire or a poor person, you both have the same amount of one resource, not money, but time. Both have same amount of time in their life every single day. We have to absolutely make the best use of it. And this criticizing others is such a waste of time, and it sucks our energy as well. Now, it doesn't mean that we should not criticize anyone. There are few people whom we should criticize when necessary, and which means those who are under our care, under our official, this is the important word, official care. Okay. Official means what? So according to laws of nature. So for example, our children, we must not criticize, or we must find a fault. If they are doing something wrong, we should not say it is a waste of time to correct them. So when necessary is another important part, and I will explain a little bit. This is important, and I want to spend the time to explain this. So children, a disciple, but this means that one need to be a guru. I don't see any guru here on the call. Official guru, I mean. Okay. Or a management leader, manager, I will just put it manager in your office. If you are a manager, you cannot say I am doing Bhagavad Gita classes, my employee is not doing the work as he's supposed to do, but I will not criticize. So you have been given the official responsibility to manage a few people. They have accepted, by accepting the employment, they have accepted to work under your guidance, and you are supposed to check the quality of the work or the output of the work. And if it's not good, you must let them know in a nice way, not by being mean, but with a sense to correct them, to support them and correct them. We will discuss some of those things in the 17th chapter, austerity of speech, austerity of the mind. So manager is another one. As a king, all your citizens you are supposed to correct. And finally, as a teacher, no, we already discussed guru, manager, king, guru. Yeah, these are the categories. There was one more, parent. Yeah, I'm forgetting. Anyway, so like this, you have to correct. Okay. Now, yeah, I think it will be covered later. Yeah, we will cover that later. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that we must correct. Now, another thing with criticism is the concept of, I wanted to mention, Vaishnava aparadha. So if you are criticizing or doing any kind of offense to a Vaishnava who is a true devotee of Bhagavan, then one is in deep trouble. So best is to not criticize anybody. Like, mind your own business. And why criticize? Focus on your spiritual growth. Okay, we will leave it at that. So that is apaishunam, number 6. Number 7 is daya bhuteshu. So daya, I was writing. So daya bhuteshu, which means compassion on all living entities. So not just your near and dear ones, but everyone. Daya bhuteshu. Oops, what happened? Am I sharing?
Not anymore.
But was I sharing?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Just it flipped.
My iPad suddenly closed. Okay. Daya bhuteshu. So I am still sharing, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. So on all living entities, bhuteshu, not only on our near and dear ones. Okay, then we have number 8, which is freedom from greed. Alo luptvam. So this means that there are, one is from our greed for our possessions. So like wealth, property, etc., all those things. And also for subtle things like name, fame, etc. So both we must be very careful not to be greedy for that. Sometimes giving up wealth and property or something is geared for the other kind of greed, for appreciation, acknowledgement, etc. That, oh, I'm giving up this so that people will acknowledge me, how big of a renouncer or a selfless person I am. So people may give a lot of charity or etc. with the now nobody can see, only that person knows and Krishna knows what is in the heart. So one should be very careful to not have greed, not only for things that we can see at a material level, but from what is also there inside our heart. So freedom from greed of all types. Then next one, so we covered aloluptvam, mardavam, hrir, and acabalam. So mardavam we'll quickly cover, is softness or gentleness, and our acharyas describe that it means that one of the ways is to express is the utmost inability to tolerate the passing away of near and dear ones. So when near and dear ones, not only near and dear ones, that everybody is actually, that's, I take it back, for the passing away of great and worthy personalities. So those who are very great, very worthy, great devotees, etc., when one is greatly affected or disturbed or is unable to tolerate their loss, that is one of the very strong examples of mardavam. Then comes hrir, and this is being very modest, ready to live with less than to commit illegal actions to get more. So feeling ashamed to commit any illegal activity. And then acabalam means determination, especially to not waste time. So it is determination, and here to not waste time. So in general, not just wasting time in criticizing others. That is one of the very sweet activities, like I mentioned, where hours can go criticizing others, even to someone else, or even in our own mind, we can keep thinking and criticizing others mentally. Time can pass. So not just criticizing others as a means to waste time, but in general, to not waste time. So the determination to not waste time, acabalam. So that is what our acharyas explain. Okay. So now those were 11 qualities in 16.2. 16.3. So how many we covered? We covered 9 plus 11 is 20. So how many are left? 6 are left. 6 qualities. So let us see the 6 qualities. So first is tejah. So the verse is tejah kshama dhritir shaucham adroho natimanita bhavanti sampadam daivim abhijatasya bharata. So teja means vigor, and vigor can be for kshatriyas with lot of vigor, but even for all categories of people it can be vigor. Especially for devotees, it is vigor in spreading Krishna consciousness, in spreading Krishna consciousness. So like Srila Prabhupada is the great example. He was not a kshatriya. He was of course, he was a Shuddha Bhakta. He was a devotee, but he was a Brahmana also by quality. But he was full of tejah to spread the message of the Lord. Next one is Kshama. Now, this one can take a very, very long time, a whole class. But Kshama, there are two angles. So one angle is, or two levels of depth, initial and then deeper. So initial level is to not retaliate, and the main thing is even when justified. So when somebody does something wrong to you, usually that is where Kshama or forgiveness, of course, that is the English translation. So one should not retaliate, one should forgive. So that is the simpler understanding, to not retaliate even when you are fully justified. Why is that? Why? And that takes us to the deeper understanding. So this is initial understanding, and this is the deeper understanding. Why should we not retaliate? There are two reasons for that. Again, the same thing as the first one, or we discussed already, that to move on in your Krishna consciousness, there is no time to retaliate and to do those things. So to continue to make your own spiritual progress. Yes, it was justified that you retaliate. Something bad happened to you. That is true. But this is the material world. Many times you will receive retaliate, or you will receive somebody will do things which were unwarranted, where you are the victim, you were victimized. But this is the material world, and it is like that. Maybe it is some past karma, something like that. The most important thing, instead of retaliating and continuing the cycle of karma, next time, you will get a chance to do something, he will retaliate. That cycle will keep going on. Best is to let go. We stop there. Forgiveness means let go. We just stop there. But the continuation of that thought is let go and continue your spiritual progress. That is one part. Second part is to let other person, whoever is that, whom you were going to retaliate or whom you forgave, to let the other person continue his or her spiritual progress. If you retaliate, they will also, maybe they will feel bad, or if they feel they were justified, they will make plans to again retaliate back. And whatever it is, you have disturbed not only yourself, you have disturbed them also. So what is the use of doing any of those things? And even if they are not spiritual, at least they will not be disturbed. At least maybe they will be inspired by your spiritual progress and start their spiritual progress at that point of time. That, oh, this person is such a spiritual progress, and see, he did not retaliate, and maybe he's getting that from his spiritual practice. Maybe I should practice that as well, whatever may be the case. But for preserving the consciousness, the spiritual consciousness of yourself and the other person, what is the point of retaliating? The retaliation will only give temporary material pleasure. That is all it will give. And it will rob us from our long-term spiritual progress, because time is so important. So that is on Kshama. Now, one thing, now here in this whole discussion, nowhere did I say, and no Acharya has said, that Kshama means to be foolish. It does not mean that. Okay? So if you were dealing with somebody and he cheated you, okay? And then you said, okay, if it's not a very big amount, if it's a very big amount at our level and you cannot afford, yes, you can, complain to the authority and try to get your money back, or whatever may be the thing. If it is something you can tolerate and afford, let go. Okay? I mean, of course, if you are a pure devotee, then any amount is not big. You would let go. So, but I'm saying that it does not mean that again you will go and associate with the person and again be cheated. So Kshama does not mean, okay, it does not mean that you will get cheated again and again. So this whole principle that if somebody slaps you on one cheek, then you give him the other cheek, is not what is being said. You don't retaliate, you leave the situation. I mean, if there is no choice and you are going to be there, you can give him your cheek. That is fine. Better than slapping. But the best is to disassociate. I hope you're getting the point. So it does not mean to be a fool, to be an idiot. So nobody is asking you to be an idiot or a mudha or a fool. Okay. So please understand that. So many people ask me that, oh, I have forgiven, or somebody says to me, please forgive me, please forgive me. If he has cheated, I have forgiven. Then why are you not being my friend? But forgiveness does not mean close association. In the Nectar of Instruction, which in our Bhakti Shastri series and our Saturday series, we will start in a couple of weeks now. Since Ishopanishad is over, we will see Shri Rupa Goswami, who is, the authority, the standard authority on bhakti, all matters of bhakti. He is the, whatever he has written is a cast in stone, we can say. He has written, you should give your trust after a long time and a long, vetting process. You should not give. Trust is something you should give carefully to someone. You should not give your trust so easily. So Kshama does not mean to be foolish. Please understand that. That is not, nowhere Lord Krishna has says that. Okay, Kshama. I know there are some questions on the chat I'm seeing. We will come to the questions after we have completed this verse. Please continue to post questions if you have. So we covered the second one. The third one is dhriti. So dhriti means, Srila Prabhupada has translated that as fortitude or emotional strength. Okay. So not taking material things too much to heart. Okay. You can also call it as developing a thick skin. Materially. Okay, if your guru is telling you, oh, this you are not doing right, that you should take it very seriously. But people will always find some fault. Oh, this is not okay, that is not okay, this is. Now, if you realize I have to do triple the amount of work to make this person satisfied just because he doesn't like my way of cooking. I mean, you have done your best, but if he's just not, in corporate language, sometimes we call it, go fetch me a rock. How many of you have heard that? So, whatever you do, they are not satisfied. So that is not the point, to satisfy others, to, I mean, unless you are in that role, If your boss tells you, like we said, you are accountable, but you get the point. Developing a thick skin. Don't be too concerned about making everybody happy. It is said, right? What is said? You cannot make all the people happy all the time. You can make some people happy some of the time, but you can never make all the people happy all the time. Don't aim for that goal at all. It's a foolish goal. And developing a thick skin and emotional strength, which means they might tell you this is not good, that is not good, da 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 da, and you can say okay, 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 and focus on your Krishna bhakti. Okay. Fourth is shaucham, or cleanliness. Okay. So cleanliness does not mean just cleanliness outside. Of course, outside, I will just use the word external, not outside. External, plus more important is internal. Internal means cleanliness of the mind and heart. So all these qualities are leading to cleanliness of the heart. Okay. Then the fifth one is shaucham adroha. Okay. So droha means what? We say vidrohi, in Hindi, vidrohi, droha. Droha means rebellion, correct? Or retaliation, rebellion. So adroha means no retaliation or rebellion. Okay. So adroha. And again, it comes down to the concept of no waste of time. Why spend your time in retaliating? Again, retaliation or rebellion against, kindly mute, against material things. We must retaliate and rebel against our attachment to Maya. That we must. This is yes, this one is no. Okay, we must have a strong rebellion or retaliation to our own attachment to Maya, our own sense gratification, but not for other things. Main point is waste of time. And then the sixth and last one is na ati manina, nati maninam. So na ati manina. So which means not, a literal translation, ati means too much, and manina means honor or expectation of honor. So not expecting any honor, because if we get into that trip of expecting honor, expecting respect and all, we will start working towards that. So our goal now, honor, we can say respect, or we can just use the word acknowledgement even. Okay, from others, from other people. This is a no. Which one is a yes? What should I put here? What is a good thing? So expecting the acknowledgement of Krishna. So we must work towards doing things that will make Lord Krishna look up to us, and not look up to us, look at us and say, what a nice devotee he is. So we must always work towards acknowledgement. It doesn't fall under the category of man, but I'm just kind of, making a point here. So from other people, from the rest of the world, there is no need to go on a journey to get honor, respect from others. And one must be very careful, not even in devotional gatherings or circles. Oh, he's such a nice, he gives such nice classes, or he sings such nice kirtan. And then our ego starts, next time we will, spend so much time in perfecting the tune of the kirtan. And while we are perfecting the tune of the kirtan, we have forgotten Krishna. If we can remember Krishna all the time while perfecting the tune, that's fine. But we should not, spend all the time perfecting the tune like Lata Mangeshkar or somebody. I'm just making an example. 20 hours of riyaz, we say, no? In Urdu, riyaz, or what you call? Hindi word is whatever, practice basically.
Yes.
Abhyas, but in music it is called some other word.
Riyaz.
Riyaz is Urdu. Anyway, so much time we may spend in doing that and forget Krishna in the meantime. That is the problem. Then it becomes no different from any other material activity. That today I will sing very nicely and I will get double the honor. And I will become the famous singer, and I will be, invited to, this stage program, that stage program, blah, 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 and all that. I will get million views, this and that. All that stuff is mana. Even in devotional aspects, we should be very careful about that. Okay. Let us see what are the questions here on the good qualities. So it's a very, very practical discussion. So someone is asking, Subra Prabhu, mardavam. So not much has been said on mardavam. It means softness of heart. Heart is very soft, very soft. It gets easily pained upon seeing other people's pain. What is known in our Vaishnava understanding, paradukha dukhi. We are all paradukha sukhi. When others suffer, we feel happy. Paradukha dukhi. When we see other people's pain, we feel pain. That is called a soft heart, very soft heart. The opposite is a hard heart. Hard heart means on seeing other people's pain, nothing happens to you. Or maybe you feel happier, especially if you are competing with them. But that is called a cold heart or a steel-hearted, we say, or a hard heart. This is soft heart. Okay. So I hope you have understood generally the meaning. Alo luptvam is freedom from greed, and hrir is being very, very modest in the sense of not doing anything illegal to increase your status. There is a very fine difference. I will have to read the commentaries by acharyas more deeply to decipher the meaning. Okay, but the point is for you to get the general idea. If even we can follow 3 out of these 26 nicely, it will be a great progress. Okay, so it is nice that one is trying to understand the minor differences, the subtle differences, but let us first try to get the bigger differences. Yeah, Mataji is saying, Indra Mataji, others may think we are fool if we forgive. Yeah, others, if they think, let them think. There are so many people, there'll be so many thoughts. We don't have to care for other people's thought. Difference between manina and ati manina. So I think what the question you are asking is manina okay? Because Krishna is mentioning only na ati manina. Too much expectation of honor is not okay. Is little bit expectation of honor okay? Is that the spirit of your question?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Shri Guruji.
Yeah, no, zero expectation of honor. Okay, that is the meaning. It does not mean that some expectation of honor is sanctioned. No expectation of honor.
Guruji, I mean, everyone says that what every word is very important. Why manina is written? Why manina is said by the Krishna, by Lord Krishna?
Yeah.
Why not manina?
I agree. Every word is important. I will have to research that more. Okay. But I am 100% clear and convinced. I have no doubt that the conclusion will be that no expectation of honor, because in Chaitanya Charitamrita and so many other places, in the Shikshashtakam, Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are saying, no man. What is that? What is the third verse? How it starts?
Manina mana dena.
Yeah, manina na amana dena. So how it starts? Come on, somebody help me.
Trinadapi sunichi.
Trinadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna manina na amana dena kirtaniya sadahari. So there is no ati there. So man dena, you must give honor to everyone and not expect any honor from anyone. So there is no ati there. So I am confidently telling you that the understanding is no expectation of honor. In this particular verse, why the word ati is there and how to understand it, I will have to do, if that is your specific question, I can try and do more research or ask senior devotees. Okay. But there is no doubt about the conclusion, and you should not have any doubt either.
No, no doubt.
Sometimes the proof is hard, but the theorem is correct. We all, know the theorem, like, Fermat's last theorem, 100% correct. It took 300 years to prove it. So proof may not be known, but there should be no doubt about the theorem. All right. Yes, Neeru Mataji, question.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I have just one question. We should not expect appreciation or honor, but with the trend of people appreciating for everything, even false appreciation, should we also refrain from trying to, appreciate others?
No, we must appreciate others. We must appreciate others. Now, if they have, some of them may be devotees, and true devotees, not pretending devotees, not mithyacharis. And if they have told you 2 times, 3 times, please don't honor me, please don't honor me, they don't like it, and they have requested you, then mentally you can honor. Okay. Honor their request to not honor them in words or physically or in public. But you can honor them in your mind. And the other important part is you can honor them by doing seva, by serving them. That is your show of honor, so to say. Not show, but show means I didn't want to make it like a show, like a dikhava. Not that show, but a demonstration, you can say. Your manifestation of your honor to them by doing seva for them.
Thank you.
So like this you can do. Okay? Anything else? All right. Next, we will go to 16.4. So now comes the demoniac. So I told you, Lord Krishna also will say, 16th chapter has 24 verses. It is divided into 3 plus, let's do mathematics. 4 is at the end. So how many? 7, and there are 24 minus 7. How much it is? 17, right? Yeah. So 17 verses more or less are devoted to, so these are devoted to daivi qualities or divine qualities. 17 are devoted to demoniac qualities. And then 4 will be divided into 2 plus 2 and will focus on the importance of Shastra. Very, very important. And these two will be focused on the root causes of demoniac nature. And that will be kama, krodha, and lobha, lust, anger, and greed. So lust, anger, and greed. Okay, so that is the sort of the division. And as you can see, the largest section is this. So from 16.4 to 16.20. So now we are in 16.4, and here 6 demoniac qualities are mentioned. And these are the qualities that lead to other demoniac qualities. It doesn't mean that these are the only 6 demoniac qualities, everything else is divine. Somebody was asking me, like himsa, we saw so many 26 good qualities. All of those will have corresponding anti or opposites, right? Demoniac qualities. So himsa, for example, there was ahimsa, so there should be himsa. It is not there in these 6 himsa. But the point is, these 6 give rise to all the others. And within those 6, there is one which is the root. We will cover that. So 6 is divided into 5 plus 1 is 6. This 1 is the root. So we will see. So first we will deal with the 5. Dambo, darpo, abhimanascha, krodha, parushyam evacha, ajnanam cha abhijatasya, partha sampadam asurim. So what are the 6 qualities? Srila Prabhupada translates: pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. So the root is ignorance. We will talk about it, or which is known as avidya or ajnana. And the remaining 5 are pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, and harshness. Damba, darpa, abhiman, krodha, parushyam. Kindly mute yourself. Huh? Okay. So first, damba. So, and then darpa. So these two kind of go hand in hand. So damba, both of them are related to pride. Please understand, if you are interested, those who are interested in little bit, what is the subtle difference? At a high level, the first 3, damba, darpa, abhiman, are similar. So for all of us, nobody, at least I am too far away from being even reasonably good in any of these to eliminate any of these. All these exist a lot. So even working on it at a general level is good for me. But for those who are interested in the subtle differences, I will explain. Though they may not be very important for beginner people like myself. Damba means it is show of pride. And here is the most important thing. For things you don't have. Okay, you don't have. So basically it is like a pretense. So many people I have seen, so many people. Arey, I was in this school, they will mention the name of some college, never heard the name. Oh, Narendra Modi was my classmate. Or, oh, in this school, I one time, came first, and Tata or Birla came and gave me the prize or something. Who can verify anything? All of this, some long, in Hindi we say, lambi lambi phenkte rehte hain. And then, you just tikalla lapette raho. You just keep, I'm just saying some Hindi slang here, but you get the point that, people will just keep talking. I did this, I did that. And, something, my God, I'm like, when will I leave this place? So boring. Not because my ego is getting hurt, but it is so boring. So that is called damba, show of pride for things that you don't have. Then darpa means show of pride, opposite, for things you do have. Okay. So I was giving nice example one time, long back, many years ago. There was a neighbor who had a Mercedes and a Honda, and his garage could only keep one car. So one car has to be outside, one car has to be inside, isn't it? So typically somebody, will keep the Mercedes inside to protect it from dust and, whatever, rain, or even somebody steals it. But that person would keep his Honda inside and Mercedes outside. Show everybody that I have Mercedes. So it is like, he has it. Of course he has it. It's not like he's saying, oh, when I used to live 10 years ago, I had 3 Mercedes cars. Then I gave it all up and now I'm riding bicycle. So that is called damba. But darpa means you actually have it. Then you want to show off. So that is darpa. And then abhiman is next level. So there is actually a progression here. So damba leads to darpa. You don't have things, but then in your heart, these people also figure out that I am lying. And because others also lie, and you think like that, Arey, aisa hi bol raha hai to. He's just talking. So when you think like that for others, you also know others are also thinking like that about you. So what is the solution to that problem? Actually have it and show it to them. Then they will never think. So once you have Mercedes, then you can, in your dinner conversation, you can spend 1 hour talking about all the features of Mercedes. Oh, in my car, I have this button and that button, and this and that and that. You can keep talking about how great. Or if you are from some good college, good university, you can spend 2 hours talking. Oh, in my university, it was like this, it was like that, and that, and that, and that. All that you can spend 3 hours. So when you don't have it, you try to obtain it and show off. So damba leads to darpa. What is the outcome of that? Abhiman means what? Then you want people's reciprocation. Wow, wow. You expect them to reciprocate, to show, give you the honor. So expectation of acknowledgement or honor or reciprocation. So that is abhiman. So demanding may not mean direct, oh, you do this. In a subtle way, you say it so much that the other person will be forced to, say something. Oh, very nice. Wow, so great. You are such a great person. So demanding respect in return for your possessions. Okay. Now, by the way, as devotees, all of these also apply. All of these apply. Okay. So if you become senior devotee, I'm senior. So this whole concept of senior is senior, junior. So, senior. And then you say, oh, I will not say Hare Krishna unless he first says. I will keep walking. When other person says Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then I will say Hare Krishna. I will never say first because I am senior. All this, is just, it ruins our bhakti, completely ruins our bhakti. And so many things can be part of this abhiman, to expect a physical reciprocation, some kind of reciprocation. So it leads to abhiman. Then you expect. Now what happens? Other people are also smart. They have their own abhiman, isn't it? So they will not give you what you desire. Then what will happen to you? Krodha. So when you don't get it, because they also have their own abhiman, why should I say? He may be, great person. I'm also great person in my own right. What does he think? Every time I have to, appreciate him? I will not appreciate him for all his material or made up whatever things. Then one gets krodha. Okay. And even if we get the response, it will never be enough. We will always be, again, dear Guru, he should have respected me more. He just respected me that much after I forced him to. So all that is there. And when you don't, and then krodha finally leads to parushyam, or the English translation is harshness. Parushyam, or harshness. So you become harsh towards those people. Then you have your, so to say, your minions who appreciate you, chaplus, who keep appreciating. Then you are like, you are nice with them. They are your little, it's your little kingdom. In corporate circle, we call it my fiefdom, my little
Coterie.
yeah, coterie or something. To others, you are harsh. He is not in my camp. So all this, that is the world of, material world is of duality. Us versus them. That is the fundamental thing. Us versus them. You get to define the criteria, whatever it may be. Oh, these people appreciate me. These people don't appreciate me. Us, them. It could be on any basis: caste, color, creed, nationality, blah, blah, blah. Or as little as they appreciate me, they don't appreciate me. That is the division. So those who appreciate, you are nice, you return the favor, you give them little favors. Those who don't, you are harsh to them. So what is the point? So it was nice storytelling, maybe a little humorous, and I see some of you smiling. But what is the point? The point is, we are all like this. We all have this quality. So I will zoom out and you can see here, these qualities are present in all of us. And that makes us, these are known as Partha Sampadam Asurim. So we are asuras in our little, to the little extent that this applies to us, we are asuras. Who likes to be an asura? Who likes to be called an asura? But Lord Krishna is saying that these are asuric qualities. Yes, there are big asuras like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, two biggest ones, and so many others are there. Long list is there. But we are also small asuras. To the extent we have these 5 qualities, we are asuras. Or to that extent, small asuras. Okay. Yeah. And in Nectar of Devotion, which we will do after Nectar of Instruction, the root cause of all bad qualities is avidya or ajnana. and ajnana of Krishna or Krishna bhakti. So that is the essence, but ajnana. So avidya and ajnana mainly of the lack of knowledge of Krishna, that our goal is to serve Krishna instead of serving our own ego, our own desire for all this acknowledgement and attachments. And vidya, basically the definition of vidya is the knowledge to discriminate right versus wrong. And we will see this little bit later. Ultimately, it translates into, so basically right versus wrong. And we have seen what is right in 16.1 to 16.3 and wrong in 16.4. So having that deep knowledge, that is vidya, ultimately it translates into right being sat and wrong being asat, and sat being spirit, wrong being matter, and spirit being Krishna, and matter being everything else except Krishna or without Krishna. So that is vidya and avidya, essentially. It can start here at this level from qualities, and then it can lead further to this one. Okay. So therefore, the highest vidya is, highest jnana or highest vidya is Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, because they tell all about this supremacy of Lord Shri Krishna and the topmost activity to be bhakti yoga, which is the best definition of bhakti is, we will cover this in great detail in our Nectar of Devotion. Anya abhilashita shunyam jnana karma adi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. So anya abhilashita shunyam, with no material desires, simply aligning ourselves fully with Krishna, that is uttama bhakti. So that is given in the purport, Bhagavad Gita purport of, in two places it is given, 7.16 and 11.54. There may be other places, other devotees can tell me, but these are two purports, this anya abhilashita shunyam, anya abhilashita shunyam verse. That is the topmost knowledge to align our complete existence with Krishna. Okay. All right. So that is a whole discussion on 16.4, which is, and so if we take care of that root cause, then all the bad qualities will go away and we will develop all good qualities and we will make spiritual progress. So we discussed 16.4, the 6 bad qualities or the demoniac qualities. All right. Now we go to 16.5. So we will move fast now. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah. So 16.5, Lord Krishna basically is saying that these divine qualities are the best platform for spiritual progress. Directly, Lord Krishna is saying this in 16.5. So daivi sampada vimokshaya. This is the keyword, vimokshaya. Nibandhaya asuri mata ma shuchah sampadam daivim abhijato asi pandava. So the translation is, the transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation. These qualities, daivi sampada, these daivi qualities, these good qualities, divine qualities. Vimokshaya. Aya means for somebody, right? We say Ramaya. So we say toward, or we are doing some offering to Lord Ram, we say Ramaya. So for something, mokshaya means for moksha. So daivi sampad vimokshaya. So these qualities are good for moksha. Okay, divine qualities themselves are not equal to moksha. Some people believe that, oh, I am a good person. Just be a good person and you will get moksha. That's all you need to do. You don't have to worship God and all this. God is just a made up entity. Be a good person. Yes, being a good person definitely is the most conducive. It is the best platform. But it is not equal to moksha. It is the best platform. So that the daivi sampada vimokshaya. And the second, whereas demoniac qualities are for binding into material world. They take you deeper. They take you away from moksha, which means deeper into material entanglement. Nibandhaya. They, we have discussed this bandhan so many times in Bhagavad Gita, karma bandhana, or bound to reactions. Asuri mata, Lord Krishna is saying, they bind you to these asuri qualities are nibandhaya. They bind you more and more strongly. Then Lord Krishna says another important thing. Ma shucha sampadam daivim abhijato asi pandava. That ma shucha, this word comes where? Ma shucha, very famous, right? Everybody knows ma shucha. You all know or don't know? Don't know? Which is the most important verse of Bhagavad Gita? Most important.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So which one is the most important verse of Bhagavad Gita? What is the number?
Sarva dharma parityajya.
What is next? Boliye.
Sarva dharma parityajya maam ekam saranam braja aham tam sarva papebhya mokshishami ma sucha.
Ma shucha. So Lord Krishna, so this is 18.66 verse, most important, number one verse of Bhagavad Gita. I am not saying this, Krishna himself says this in 18.64. Okay, that this is the most important verse. Anyway, last it says, do not ma shucha, don't worry. Lord Krishna is saying, don't worry. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksheshyami. I will give you relief. I will free you from all sinful reactions, not only sinful, all reactions. Anyway, don't worry. Same thing, don't worry, my dear Arjuna. Sampadam daivim, you have all these daivi qualities. Abhijato asi Pandava, you are born of all these qualities, my dear Pandava or Arjuna. So, if, and therefore, in the next verse, he will say, so, but I have explained the divine qualities already. I am going to explain the demoniac qualities in detail. So if Arjuna is not a demon, what is the point of explaining the demoniac qualities to Arjuna? What is the point?
For us.
Exactly.
It's for us. Yeah.
Very nice. So this is yet another example that Bhagavad Gita is meant for all of us, not just for Arjun, all of us. Very nice. Okay, and this is where this vimokshaya is very important. Once again, daivi sampada vimokshaya. So I had explained this cycle: bhakti, and daivi qualities, they support, you can say bhakti, or you can say spiritual progress. But we know that spiritual progress, the best spiritual progress is through bhakti. We have learned it from Bhagavad Gita. And it goes in a cycle. So it is a virtuous cycle. One supports the other. So which means that we have to put effort in both. Our effort. Okay. Our effort has to be in both. It is like, two people are spinning the wheel. The wheel goes faster and faster. One is standing on this side, one is standing on that side. They are both putting energy into spinning the wheel in the same direction. So similarly, we put effort in developing these good qualities. Plus we put effort in our bhakti yoga, and both support each other, and we start moving up in the spiritual consciousness very, very fast. Okay. So that is 5. Then we have 6. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin daivasura evacha daivo vistarash prokta asuram parthame shrinu. So the translation is, O son of Pritha, in this world there are 2 kinds of created beings. Dvau bhuta sargau loke asmin. Dvau, 2 kind of people are there. Daiva asura evacha. One is called Daiva, one is called Asura. Okay. Daivo vistarascha prokta. So divine, Daivo vistar, vistar mein, we say, no, vistar mein. Vistar means in detail. Prokta. I have already spoken about Daiva qualities so many times in Bhagavad Gita already. Asuram partha meshrunu. My dear Partha, now here in detail about Asuric qualities. Okay, but Arjuna is not a Asura. Arjuna is not a Asura. So it is meant for us. So that what is the purpose of the remaining part of the chapter? 16.7 to 16.20. These 14 verses will go deep detail about demoniac, so many things, demoniac, attitude, beliefs, conclusions, consciousness. Attitude we already listed, attitude, belief, conclusions, consciousness, actions, results, everything. All these are the various aspects of demoniac nature. Demoniac nature will be explained in these 14 verses by Lord Shri Krishna. So it is not meant for Arjuna, it is meant for us. Lord Krishna is saying already that I have spoken enough and you are already a good person, so it is for us. And what is the purpose of explaining the details? What is the purpose of explaining the details? All these are the details, right? What is the purpose of the details?
So that we can improve, we can work upon it.
Okay, very nice. So I'm expecting a particular answer, but yes, you are right, absolutely right. The answer I am expecting is the following. Okay, very nice. I heard from somebody. Gave a nice example. I'll try to make a drawing of it. So let us say there are 2 countries, okay, and they are at war. and one country has shot a missile. This is a missile on the other country, right? Or something, some aeroplane or something is coming, isn't it? Then from far away you have to detect whether, not missile, so we'll call it a aeroplane or a aircraft. From far away you have to detect whether it is a friendly aircraft or an enemy aircraft, isn't it? So that you can shoot it down before it comes close. Are you following? So what you need to do, how you will detect whether it is a enemy aircraft or a friendly aircraft? You need to know the details of the aircraft. Like we can just take example, Russia and America. Russian, one of the aircraft is, we know, is Sukhoi, very, very famous. And American is, I don't know, F-22 or something. Just by looking at the design, the shape and design from far away, your radar or whatever your satellite will catch and will know whether it is enemy aircraft or friendly aircraft. Are you following? So you need to know the details. Both have wings, both have whatever. So you need to know the details, because many of these asuric qualities may look like good things. So you need to know the details so that you can identify. So the purpose is to identify them from far away and shoot them down before they come near and can affect us. As far away as possible, we have to detect them. The more you become expert, so many people think, "Arey, theek hai, one time, little bit, let us say there is some, I don't know, I'll just give a real, very example, some movie is there which has a lot of lusty scenes. And there is a big billboard on the street. You will say, I'm not seeing the movie. A billboard is on the street. I am driving the car, so I can look. You look for a fraction of a second. Your mind gets attached. Then you keep thinking. Then somebody tells, I saw that movie. All these scenes were there. And then after 3 months, 6 months, let's watch the movie. For 6 months, I didn't watch. See, I can tolerate. No problem. But I can watch. Somebody will say, I'm going. Come. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And there can be so many examples. Very famous story in Srimad Bhagavatam related to this is what? Which story rings a bell in Srimad Bhagavatam? What I just explained. Nobody?
Ajam.
Very nice. Ajamil. This is exactly what happened. He saw a billboard, so to say. And then his mind got attached, and then, the whole story. You can read Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the very beautiful and one of the most important, as important as 10th canto, I will say. 6th canto, chapters 1 to 3. You must read it today. One of the most important episodes in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is the point. We must identify these qualities from far, far away and be very careful, very, very careful. So if you're driving on the street and you know the billboard is there, just make sure you don't look at it. You never know, by giving it even 1 second of your time, how much impression it will make on your mind. Not controlling yourself for 1 second is much easier than later on controlling other when it becomes more and more strong. Okay. Just like cancer, the sooner you treat it, easier it is to get rid. Otherwise, it becomes killer. So that is the purpose of Lord Krishna explaining this. Another important point, another super important point, super important point is to see these qualities in others. Now you might be surprised why I'm saying seeing these qualities in others. We are supposed to not judge anyone, isn't it? So why am I saying? Who can tell?
We can
Don't
then
associate
decide
them.
on our companionship or friendship or circle.
Anybody else?
Not
Stay away from
associating with
such
them.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Yeah, same thing, Prabhuji, so that we can stay away from them.
Absolutely. Very important. So it is not like you are judging them, but you are judging in your mind. So you don't have to judge in the sense of showing your disrespect to them, going telling others, "Arey, you know what he was doing? Arey, you know." No, none of this back, what do you say? क्या बोलते हैं उसे? पीठ के पीछे.
Bad mouth.
Bad mouth. Yes, thank you. Bad mouthing or anything like that. Okay. But Bhagwan has given you buddhi, isn't it? Intelligence. Why he has given intelligence? Not to turn it off. You are supposed to keep it on. So if you are seeing people who are, materialistic and ajnani or full of avidya in that sense, what we discussed, demoniac nature, stay away. Stay away. Just like I said, it's not about turning your eyes away from the billboard. It is also turning your eyes and your mind and your association away from such people. So don't feel, oh no, everybody is a devotee. Yes, everybody is a spirit soul. Yes, definitely everybody is a spirit soul, but we are not strong enough to protect ourselves from them. Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas can go to New York City, which is, or at that time, and even now, even Delhi, Bombay are even maybe worse than New York. But he can go into all these places and not get contaminated because he is a dhira. We had long discussion on dhira. Dhira means spiritual strong man. So he can go, but we are weaklings and we will get affected. So we should not go. So not judging others is meant for Srila Prabhupada type of people. They will not judge anybody. Even if a worst kind of demon comes and takes his shelter, he will gladly accept them in his shelter and give him spiritual knowledge, give him spiritual protection. No problem. So many demoniac people came and took shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Demoniac means nature-wise, all these lusty and bad things they would do. But Srila Prabhupada didn't say, oh, you are bad, get out. I only accept good people. No, he accepted everyone, but he was not contaminated by them, by their association. If you know you are that powerful, and I will not tell you to trust yourself, your mind can trick you. Okay. So please don't think you are powerful to protect yourself. Everybody is weak in the general sense. Therefore, stay away from such people. And in that situation, you must judge. Judge for your own good. Internally, you don't have to go bad mouth or tell anybody or tell it on their face. Oh, you are materialistic. Not like that. Never, never. Okay. So I hope that part is clear. So association, I didn't write anything here, but association, to detect bad association for our spiritual protection. Okay, since we are not spiritually strong like acharyas or saints. Saints can go and associate with demoniac people, no problem. All right, so we covered verse number 6, so 16.7. So obviously we are not going to finish the chapter today. We will finish it next time. And there was one devotee who had asked many questions offline. So I just want to announce that I will keep going with the chapter. In the next 2 days, I am going to post a Q&A video with that devotee's questions and answers in a video. I was waiting to, instead of giving just a private reply to that person, I thought I will do it in the class itself so that everybody gets benefited. They were very nice questions and very relevant, very practical. But I will keep going with the class and answer the questions that are live in the class. But I will post a video so everybody still gets the benefit. Whoever wants, they can listen or watch the video and get the answers to the questions that that devotee has asked. And that devotee can also hear it. But I will keep going, and I will do that in the next 2 days. So we will keep going. But if anybody has live questions in the class right now, feel free to raise your hand and ask. If not, I will keep going. All right. Okay. 16.7. So now, very important thing, like Lord Krishna is saying, why he's going. Lord Krishna doesn't leave anything to chance. Arjun may be a great student. We are idiots. That's why Lord Krishna has made Bhagavad Gita so simple. I hope you can see, going through the classes and reading Srila Prabhupada's translations, Bhagavad Gita actually is easy only. It's not hard. So he's saying that exact same thing here, what I just explained. That, so the verse is 16.7 is pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasuraha na shaucham na picha acharo na satyam teshu vidyate. So the translation is, those who are demoniac, so these asuras, jana na vidur asuraha. So these people who are asuras, they don't know na viduhu. So what do they not know? Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. So these two are very important words, pravritti and nivritti. Okay. So pravritti means what to do, and nivritti means what to avoid or what to not do. Okay. In some other context, pravritti means the spiritual path, nivritti means the materialistic path. So it means the same thing, sat and asat, to do, not do, material, spiritual, towards Krishna, away from Krishna. They are all the same kind of, same difference. Okay. So pravrittim cha, nivrittim cha, they don't know both, what to do, what not to do. Jana na vidur asuraha na shaucham na api acharo. So what else they don't know? They don't know this, pravritti, nivritti. Na shaucham, they don't know cleanliness. Then achara, or behavior, proper behavior, or truth. So we have covered all these qualities but I wanted to focus on this, that we must know both. Okay, so that we can know what to adopt and what to avoid. Okay, where have we read this recently, those who are coming to various classes? That we must know both, what to adopt and what to avoid.
Vidya.
Ishopanishad. Ishopanishad.
In Ishopanishad, we have read this in the 11th verse of Ishopanishad. So there it is said that you must know vidya and avidya both. One can get confused if why I need to know avidya. Okay, so here Lord Krishna is saying we must know both. These demons, they don't know anything, what to do, what not to do. They will just do whatever they want. That will come in the next verse. Based on their desire, based on their lust, they will just do what their lust takes them, or drives them to do, whether it is good or bad. So we must know what is good, what is bad, so that we can adopt the good and avoid the bad. Now from 16.8 onwards, a detailed description of the demoniac nature will start. So there is one question or some comment on the chat. Let me see. So the question I will read out, one devotee is saying, I often have anger on myself for not doing something or doing it wrong. Is that okay, or shall be worked upon to stop the anger part? Okay. Could it be due to attachment to material things and will go away if I reduce attachment? Absolutely right. That second part is the answer. So if that anger for not doing something or not doing it properly, doing it wrong, if it's a material thing, then it means we are too attached to being perfect in that material pursuit, whatever it may be. And that is taking away our shanti, our peace. However, and we will see here in the, not in this verse, in the next verse, where is that? They are always in chinta. Where is the chinta verse? There I call it the chinta verse. It will come here, 8th, 9th, 10th. Yeah, 11th verse. It is the chinta verse. 11th verse, Lord Krishna will say, these demons are always in chinta. They are always anxious. They're always worried. Like Kamsa. Remember Kamsa? He was always worried. The moment he heard that the 8th child of Devaki will kill you, even though he was with full force trying to eliminate Krishna, and he was so powerful, still he was full of chinta till he died. When will this happen and how can I prevent it from happening? That is demoniac mentality for some material attachment. So the answer is yes, we are trying to be perfect in something which is material, and that is causing us chinta, or which can lead to anger if you are failing to do it. But if it is for something spiritual, then it can be a healthy kind of chinta, a healthy kind of anxiety, but not to beat yourself up, not to curse yourself, but with a commitment to improve and with a genuine cry or begging or praying to Krishna to help to improve our bhakti. So both aspects, our commitment to improve it next time and to more sincerely, more seriously ask for Krishna's help. So that should be the outcome for spiritual areas where we are not doing something properly. but that should never result in any kind of anger. The correct emotion is more commitment and very, sincerely praying to the extent of crying, begging Krishna to help. Okay, that should be the mood. And this will come when one has a very strong dependence on Krishna. Very strong dependence. And that strong dependence comes when you are making serious attempt. Then I can depend on Krishna and he will support. Okay, like you depend on a wall. You don't depend on a rolling chair, correct? Can you lean against a chair that rolls away? No, you will fall. But you can depend against the wall. So you need to know who you are depending on. In that sense, what I'm saying is, if your bhakti, if you're making strong attempt at your bhakti, then you can depend on Krishna. You can then have the straight face. Even though you are not perfect, far from perfect, you are making some sincere, serious attempt. Then you can depend on Krishna and you can sincerely pray to Krishna to help, because you know that he knows that you are putting some sincere effort. And when you, in that mood, you can do a sincere cry. Otherwise, it is a pretense, isn't it? It is a hollow cry, isn't it? Kya bolte hain use? Wolf cry or whatever. False cry. If your child, if you ask him, he's not working hard, and then he's crying, I cannot do it, is so hard, I couldn't finish my homework. But you are seeing that the whole time he's just playing video game and everything. Then you will say, Arey bhai, you have to little bit practice. But if he's practicing, if he's struggling, as a father, you will, want to help even before he cries for help. Same thing with Krishna. And then you have no idea how much he will help to make you better and better. I promise you. Promise. Try it. You try it. I have tried, and I can tell you, hand on heart, Krishna will help. Okay, so you try sincerely, and then you beg and cry, and you will see Krishna's help, and things will keep getting better and better and better. That same virtuous cycle will implement. All right. Does that help answer the question? Okay. Yes, Manjunath Prabhu, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, so just to add, Guruji, Prabhuji, what you said, I think that example of Kamsa and at the same time, example of Parikshit Maharaj, both knew that when the death is coming. But this chapter, gives that a good example of what is divine and what is, what to know, what not to know.
Exactly.
Kamsa,
You can see the opposite, exact
absolutely
opposite consciousness.
Yes. They knew, but the what they choose, it matters the most actually, and that's how we also came to know about the Srimad Bhagavatam actually.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Very, very good point.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Okay. Let us cover anything else. So we have 5 minutes. Let us cover one verse. Let's make progress. All right. Any other questions? We can take a question. Okay, I will keep going. So 16.8, very nice. So this is talking, I told you here, what all these are going to tell. All these things. You can add one more thing, mentality. Did I add it? So mentality of demoniac nature, this is 16.8. All right. So we will see what is the mentality of demons. That is 16.8. So what is 16.8? Mentality of demons. Asatyam apratishtham te jagad ahur anishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kama haitukam. Very nice verse. So 5 things are there in this verse. 5. All right. What is their mentality? That is what is the question. So there are 5 items or 5 things mentioned about their mentality. So Srila Prabhupada translates that as, they say that this world is unreal. So they say, or their mentality is that this asatyam. So the first thing is asatyam. For the asatyam apratishtham te jagad ahur anishwaram. So this jagat, so this world is unreal. That is first thing, asatyam. What does this do? This gives them the license to do whatever they want. It is unreal. If I think you are an unreal person, then I can come and shoot you, kill you. You are anyway unreal. It's like playing a video game. In video game, do you get go to jail if you kill people? There are all these video games where you can do, you can kill, right? All these video games you might have played, right? So this world is unreal, which means like a video game or virtual reality in today's terms. VR, you put on a VR headset and you are in a virtual world. So this world is unreal because there you can do all bad things, all these virtual worlds and all. There's no video game I have at least come to know where you can do good things to people. Even if you don't have $1 million in real, there is no video game. Has anybody seen a video game where you go donate as much money as you want in the video game? Is there any such video game? You can kill as many people you want with bigger and bigger guns. But is there any video game where you can do better and better good things for people? No, I have not come across. So the human nature, the materialistic nature, especially in Kali Yuga, is that if given a complete freedom, it will go towards the our conditioning in Kali Yuga of all the people in Kali Yuga is in that direction. So this world is unreal, they will say. It is unreal, it's a video game. So maro sabko. Then apratishtham, which means without any foundation, which also is the same thing as saying it's like a video game. It's unreal. A unreal virtual building does not need any foundation, isn't it? You can have you seen movie Avatar? Their mountains are standing in the sky, whatever. They don't need any foundation. It's virtual world. You can do whatever you want. So it's virtual. Apratishtham. In 14.27, Lord Krishna says, Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. So we had explained the word pratishtha means foundation. There are 2 meanings of pratishtha. One is prestige, one is foundation. Same meaning is being used here. Apratishtham, no foundation. So asatyam apratishtham te jagad ahur. They say that the world is devoid of these 2 things, reality and foundation. And there is no controller, anishwaram, no God or no controller. What does this mean? I am not accountable to anyone. Free. So can you see where this is all going? There is no controller. Koi bolne wala nahi hai. Like when parents go out, then the children can do whatever they want in the house. So masti pe papa gaye, chalo masti start. So same way, anishwaram, no controller, so you can do your whatever nonsense you want. Then 4th, aparaspara sambhutam, which means no cause, which means there is no cause and effect, which means there is no cause for what it is, and there will be no effect, which means no consequences. Correct? No cause and no consequence, no effects. So no consequences. So 4 things we have covered. So what is there? This is all no, 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 right? Can you see? Unreal. This is a no. Without any foundation, that is also negative. No God and no consequence. Everything is a no. Then what is the yes? That is the 5th item. The yes item is the 5th item, which is Kim Anyat Kama Haitukam. Kama Haitukam. My Kama. Kama means strong desire. So all that matters is my desire. So my kama or my lust, we can say, or my desires, strong desires, is everything. Is everything that matters. Is the cause. Kim Anyat. It should be the cause. So which means that this drives everything. Are you following the sequence? It's very simple. It all fits like perfectly into the, all the pieces fit perfectly. So completely like a unruly child. Everything is unreal. No foundation, no controller, nobody to say anything to me, nobody I am answerable to, and there are no consequences. So I can do whatever I want. Completely like a jungle Raj, what we call in corporate world, Wild West. No rules, no consequences, no anything. Jungle Raj. So do whatever you want. So that is the mentality of the demons. This drives everything, which we will start in the next class to discuss. So please remember this class. Very important. It is a continuation into the next several verses where we will discuss the demoniac nature. On the contrary, I want to show what is the devotees or the daivi counterpart. So what do they say about the world? That the world is real but temporary. So the green color is devotees. Okay. That is the key of the map or legend of the map. Okay. So the devotees say this world is satyam. It is real, but it is temporary. And my job is not to stay in this world, but to get out of here. It is not without any foundation, but Krishna says, Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. So Krishna is the foundation. No God. Devotees say, yes, God. God exists. No consequences. Yes, there are consequences. And my lust and desire is everything that matters? No. Our spiritual progress is all that matters. Otherwise, we will be stuck where we are. We'll be running on the hamster wheel continuously. So that is the devotee's understanding of all these points. So let me see my notes. Yeah. Okay, is it clear? Yes, I have covered all the points. So can you see how the mentality works? Now, like this, the demons they can do whatever they want. And you see people like many people, Hitler, and so many people, even in our little areas, we have seen people and who will behave like this. So that is demoniac nature. This verse doesn't just apply to Hiranyakashipu or Hitler. It applies to all the small Hitlers, little Hitlers that is hidden within us. Okay. So please meditate on this very carefully and try to slowly and gradually root out your Hitlerism. Okay, your demoniac nature. Okay, so that is the end of class today. Anything else? So we will continue with the demoniac nature, and then we will complete the chapter. Last 4 verses are very, very important. We will spend most of the time on that. So next class, we will do 1 hour of completing this, or probably 30-40 minutes of completing these verses up to 20. 9 to 20. Quickly, we will go through. And we'll spend about 1 hour or so more on last 4 verses. Then we'll complete 16th chapter. Okay. Any last minute things? My wife is not here, so I don't know if there are any announcements or any changes to schedule.
I'm here, but
Oh, okay.
everything is regular. Tomorrow we have class, Sunday also.
Yeah, tomorrow we have Ishopanishad class. Last class on Ishopanishad we will complete. Sunday we have started new batch. We will complete Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2. We will start Chapter 3. Yes, Saujanya Mataji, you have your hand raised. Oh, you lowered your hand, looks like.
Did you take the questions?
Yeah, I mentioned about the questions, and I don't see any other questions online or anybody. Okay, then we will end here. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.